We waited, speculated if this could be as good as House of X #1 promised it would be, teased it would be. This promised it will be four. We're getting three more of these, and I hope they're all $5. I didn't check, but I think they would be, right? Because they're only doing four, which is awesome because you're not trade waiting, you're not like speculating, you're not formatting it for the trade. You're actually just giving me the story of, and it's gonna take four parts to do this. And this was jam packed. But that's Chip Zdarsky for you. If you read his Invaders, this guy puts so much in his comic. I like how he makes artwork do the speaking. And when your artist is Terry Dodson, who's known to be this cover artist, or at least now he is, now when I read these things, it's like there's a cover on every page. I see Kate Pratt over there, and yeah, I'm calling her Kate, not Kitty, because I'm pretty good at that right now. She looks awesome. She looks just like the Kate that was over here. And now I understand why she's on the front page of this. I understand the team that was assembled for this. Yeah, we got the 6FF down there, but this specific team, it makes a whole lot of sense. And I'll rag on the X-Men in a minute for why they chose to go there. The book's going to begin with the FF doing a mission. They're saving the world from an outer space threat. It's not important, don't worry, but they saved the world from it. The thing is, they have a mutant who's Omega powered, which there might be a couple of problems with that. First of all, there's something that Quentin Quire says when they come to Krakoa, and he's like, hey, my mutant brethren, meaning like, did you save any of my mutant brethren from outside? That's what he meant by that. And then the front page over here, this write up, it says that Krakoa is a place. Krakoa has become a safe haven for all mutants, accessible only to those who can carry the X gene. But there is one mutant who has not yet graced this sacred land. There's not just one mutant who hasn't graced this land. Quentin Quire is asking, have you brought any mutants to come? If you read The Marauders that happened this week, Callisto was asking this dude in Arizona, you want to come? So there isn't actually just one that has not graced this sacred land. I want to get that out of the way. And then the other thing that was a mistake was, it slips my mind, but if it comes up, I'll say it. Kate is gonna be the girl who's gonna recruit Franklin Richards. Okay, Kate. We need Kate to come. They have history according to this great Tom Brevoort Fantastic Four issue number 1 to 4 in 1987. Thank you, Tom, because the last week when you wrote that, oh, go see Wolverine and the X-Men. Remember when I was reading the Avengers comic last week? How it said in Avengers vs. X-Men, it happened. The Shi'ar Death Commandos came over to Earth. It's not true. They came in the Wolverine vs. X-Men tie-in of AVX. Here, he gives me specific issue, specific date. Yes. And it doesn't take that much space, right? It doesn't kill anything. And plus, they even drew that picture of that moment where Kitty at the time, Kitty and Franklin kind of bonded. All right. History is being honored in here. We're building on stories. By the way, I love when they do the psychic thing where you can see Franklin's face there. So far, so amazing. And then it just builds on everything. So how do they show up to this, to Yancey Street? They pulled up 8 deep. They got Bishop, Mr. Steal Your Girl. They got Pyro, Mr. Steal Your Flame. Who we facing? The Human Torch. We got the Thing. He does this, he does that, big as a bull, quick as a cat. He's the man called Thing. And who do we got to combat that? We got Wolverine who showed up in here. We've got a Storm who's going to use her powers appropriately. Because they're facing Johnny Storm. Huh. That's funny. So we've got the specific, I guess the Death Commandos of the FF. You pulled up to these guys' home with Omega level mutants. Iceman was one of them, wasn't he? Unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, Iceman was there too. Like, there's a reason you chose these people. Magneto showing up. That's 3 Omega levels to handle with Franklin. And then we got Xavier. We already know what he could do. There's no defending this from the X-Men. They're the aggressors over here. How am I supposed to react if you come to my family's house talking about Krakoa, talking about safety, and they brought up Genosha too? Like, Genosha didn't happen. I think the safest place is not for him to be in a mutant-filled island. History. Very wise. Also, when there was 198 mutants only, he was safe over here in Yancey Street, living in the Baxter building. Franklin Richards and the family Richards have every reason to believe he is safe here. Don't come to me with any of your, oh, it's time, it's time. Yeah, he's of age now. Yeah, he's a little bit older and can I guess make his mind for himself. By the way that these teenagers were written, if I can skip ahead a little bit, with Valeria and with Franklin when they were just chilling at the home and she's doing her Rubik's cube because she's a genius. The pictures are storytelling for us. Everything I just said, by the way, about the 8 man deep, they don't really say that. That's just me understanding it from looking at the photos on this on the pages. So that's awesome. But over here, if I skip ahead, you see how they're just kind of communicating with each other. That's how I think young people speak. It's much better than Jerry Dugan had people, much better than Mark Wade had them in Champions. This is how young people talk, in my views. So I'm ready for Chip to write the FF, and I'm sure everyone's going to be saying that today. I'm ready for Chip to be writing the Champions, the New Warriors, and every other young team of heroes. Give him the young X-Men for a little bit. Whatever he gets after this comic series is done, he will have earned. He already did with Invaders. People say Marvel 2-in-1 was the best FF book that came out in years. People say that what else did he do? They like his Daredevil. I don't read his Daredevil, unfortunately, but I can see like everyone who's been reading Daredevil knows that this guy's kick ass. Let's go to the street. So they're gonna talk to each other. Everyone has some great ass lines right here. There's a line where Sue goes, "Don't talk birthright with the woman who gave birth to him." Damn right, Sue. I'm like, yeah, I'm on Sue's side. And then Magneto had something to say. So Magneto, his words hit, and that's when Sue becomes the aggressor. So I like that it's not just one-sided, that we're mad at one side of them and it's just the X-Men. Nah, Sue kind of escalated everything, and then while they're there, Kate kind of takes him away. You don't got to be here for that. Okay, and they're speaking. Hey, what do you want to do? She's very manipulative. That wasn't right. I don't want to see Kate being written that way. But they ask him what he wanted to do. And then the full-on fight happens. And you're going, this is wicked because the stakes in here are permanent. It's not like a guy dies and comes back. The stakes in here after the events of this battle, when you see Franklin start running to the... and he goes right through it, you're like, oh, I already knew what happened before they said so. His dad made it so that he couldn't go through this portal. Which, maybe, perhaps, he's got a little to do with how Kate can't go through the portal. The difference is, of course, she slammed into the portal, broke her nose, and he just went through the portal. So, maybe that was on purpose to tell me, the viewer, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Because one went actually through it, one couldn't even, I guess... And her power is phasing, so if anyone was going to go through it, it should have been Kate. And it should have been Franklin who knocked against the wall. All right. Now, they fight each other. The verbiage was sick. The protection, everything was great. Franklin runs away from home. This is so interesting. By the way, the ship that he just was a stowaway in, it's not going to Krakoa, not just yet. We're going to get some more excitement happening. There's so much happening in this comic book. The artwork of when Thing and Franklin were talking right outside the diner, right inside the diner, when he doesn't say a single word. Is he though? That's the smartest man alive. He solves the universe's problems daily. So why is it exactly that the two problems he can't solve are you and me? This is coming on the heels of Dan Slott, who I'll big him up for this point of origin story. The point of origin would be the cosmic rays that they were hit by were manipulated by this one dude, the Overseer, who we get introduced to. And in that book, when Thing realizes, oh, it's your fault, you're the reason, I've been mad at my best friend this whole time for all these years for turning me into a thing, but it's your fault, and you see how mad he is and he's about to kill him, that kind of enhanced this moment here. Because, man, that face right there, how much space is that? And that says everything. The moral dilemma of this teenager. His dad is this super genius and he can't even fix the problem. Man, you can't play. Chip Zdarsky, MVP of this year, probably comic of the year. It's February 4th, right? I did write notes here and I just want to get everything out the way. Oh yeah, the mistake I was going to call out. They call Franklin an Omega level mutant. Omega meaning limitless, for more or less. he's losing his power and his power is being drained, therefore it's not limitless. That doesn't make sense for me now, and this is a 4-part story, so I want to call that out and recognize that. I said that. I just want to get everything out so I don't go, oh, I should have said this in my review. And if I do forget something, you can read my comment section and I might have said it there. But as far as Marauders coming out this week, you do not have to read Marauders first or this first. It doesn't matter which one you read first because Kate is in it. And in Marauders, she's dead, guys. She's dead. That's what I mean. Like, the stakes of death are not needed in here. The family relationship will never be the same after this, or it will be stronger, or it will be broken. Either way, it'll never be the same. I love it. That's the review, but let's talk about what I do. That rhymed. With Comic Book U, we got a podcast that we do. It comes on Saturdays, and you can view a clip of it to my left. Okay, that's a clip of me and Professor Bill chatting about movies, introducing the X-Men into the MCU. There was obviously a 2-hour podcast that comes out also. You can find on your podcast feed or the link in the description. Peace out.